All right. Well, good morning. Again, thank you for joining me and being on time and everything for everybody. I really do appreciate it. I know we're having it a little bit early. It's not quite at the end of the month. Today's the last day of the month, but just wanted to get things done because I've got a lot of things going on this month that I didn't really want to get into. So it's going to be good, right? We're going to have a good month. We have to have a good month. Right.
Okay, well then let's match Grimco at $52 a Sinacate of 30 of them.
Well, not going to happen. So, I mean.
I know, that would be a nice start. Well, at least I sent it to you just so you know what's going on out there, okay?
Yeah. Oh, I know what's going on. I've got a really good feeling or a really good idea of things that are happening. And it's not just happening just with us. It's happening nationwide. That's why we have to be seeing our customers. We've got to be out there because Grimco and our other competitors are out there big time. They're seeing our customers and they're stealing them away, unfortunately. Some of it has to do with pricing, but a lot of it has to do with we really are not seeing our customers as much as we need to. As much as I know you guys are out there. Just make sure you're very vigilant on it and making sure that you're keeping in touch with your customers. If your customers don't know that you're there, they're not going to call you and say, hey, can you match this price? Okay. Very important for this month. All right. Bless you, whoever that is. Let's, if everybody can, let's go ahead and put you guys on mute. And if you want to ask a question, you can take yourself off mute. Okay, one of the first things I'm going to show you is the new button on our iGoldmine, which is the home page. Has everybody seen this? I hope you have. What homepage allows you to do is go directly to Beach Boy without having to do your VPN. So now everything that's available on Beach Boy is now available through here, which is a great thing only because of the fact that, hey, great, we don't have to close our computer down basically or our internet or anything like that to be able to get to different things such as what's on the Beachboard homepage. You also, of course, have your customer lookup here, your daily shipments. New customer lookup apparently is not working currently. I'm not sure exactly what the deal is, but we're going to get this taken care of, or they are looking at it to find out. Okay. All right. I've got, as you can see, can everybody see my desktop?
Yep.
Okay, good. Somebody answered. Appreciate that. As you can see, I've got AQ pulled up, and this is the top customer tab. If you don't know how to do this, this is why we're doing this. Your top customer right here, if you click on that and just type in your warehouse, it's going to bring up your entire top 100. This is a great thing because you'll always be current. You'll always know exactly who your top 100 is.
This is Jane. I'm not seeing anything.
Okay, Jane. Hold on a minute. I need to call you back. Bye. All right, Jane, I'm sorry. Does anybody else having a problem seeing this?
I see your tabs, but I don't see you working on anything.
You see my tabs.
Well, I see the Goldmine window with all the customer lookup, the daily shipments.
Okay. Well, I don't know why yours is stuck and I'm not. So that's okay. Don't worry about it. This is recorded, so it's not a big deal. Okay.
Hey, Jane. Sorry to interrupt. Jane.
Yep.
Go into up in the upper. Do you see where it says you can change your view? Get it to fit your screen. So the top of the screen. If you put your arrow up at the top of the screen, it'll say you're viewing Ted's screen. Ted's screening screen.
Yep.
It says view options. Click that and go to full screen. Or not exit, I'm sorry. Hit to, well, gosh, just do original size, I guess, because it showed me something different a while ago, but it'll open everything up. Sorry, I'll shut up.
You're fine. No, not a problem at all. Yeah, again, if it's, if you can't see it, Jane, it's not that big of a deal.
Okay.
But you'll be able to follow this when the recording comes out, okay? Which will be a little bit later. All right. On here, this is what I wanted to bring up, everybody. First of all, you can keep track of your top 100, but also, if you look at the tabs, you got company, contact, top customer, phone one, city, state, zip, all that. Your geo warehouse, your ship to, your account or your customer number. Then you have 2017 total, 2016 total, so you can compare year-to-date growth. Last contact, okay, which is a great thing. Now, you will have to customize this so that you can see all of this when you pull it up on your computer. And then a credit code. Now, how do you customize it? Basically, you pull this up, you do a right click, you select columns. From here, you just go down this little field right here on the left-hand side, and you pull what you want to pull in there and hit arrow over so that it'll automatically put that in there. Okay, and then that way it will give you your last contact. It'll give you 2017 and 2016 totals as you put that in there. The reason I want you to do this is this way you can look up exactly who you still have left when it comes to the third week of the month to see who you have not contacted as of yet. Okay, now I'm doing the reports right now and everything, but eventually it's going to get to a point where you guys are going to have to do it on your own, right? You guys want to do it on your own, I hope. Okay. Is any questions on that? Again, so what you do is you go ahead and bring up your top customer, do a right click, select columns, and then choose the columns that you want to generate. You can do more than that if you want. It's totally up to you. But this is something, last contact is really what you want to make sure that you have so that you can keep track of yourself and everything else, okay? You can also take this, output this to the clipboard. And once you do that, then you can go ahead and paste it into an Excel spreadsheet. Then you can do a sort or a filter, go to your last contact, and it'll bring up, if anything, 2017-06, for instance, for here, would show up here, and then you could actually get rid of all the other ones just by clicking on it so that you can take those out, the ones that you have contacted. Any questions?
Yeah, Ted. So will this, it turns over like tomorrow I could do this and have next month's top 100?
No, you will not. Here's what's going to happen, guys, is when we do the reset, everything is taken off because the reset is happening. So the reset could take a couple days into the month. So your top 100, when I send you your everything after reset, that means it has been done and you should be able to look it up. Okay? The reset, of course, is a reset. It takes all the top 100s, the new top 100s, and puts them into your top 100. Does that make sense to everybody? Okay. Questions? Perfect. All right, let me mark this off that I've gone through that. Okay, it's the end of the month. You guys have seen the reports that I've sent out about making your calls. It all goes hand in hand with everything I'm talking about right now. I've given you guys the leeway of basically 90%. So 10% of calls that you don't make generally are going to be your code 7s, are going to be some of the people that may be out of business, people that you have left messages for. Hopefully you've left more than just one message throughout the month. If you have, great. That's what you're supposed to do. If you haven't and you only left one message, you're not doing your job properly. I want to see those messages that you left just because of the fact that I know that at least you've contacted or tried to contact them. If you're over 90%, we have an issue. This is what's coming up, just to let you know, nationwide. This is everybody. For this month, because of the fact that we really have cracked down on it, this past month in July, is I'm giving everybody a little bit of a reprieve. If you're over 25% of non-contact, you will be written up. Just let you know, okay? If next month you're over the 10%, depending on exactly what's going on and everything else, you could be written up as well. Okay, so this is really very important. Now, I have fought to let you know against what they really wanted to do, and that is if you were over 5%. I think 5% is stupid and ludicrous, so I fought to make sure it was 10% because that's more realistic for everybody to be able to hit. Does everybody agree? Everybody on that page?
Agreed.
Yes, because sometimes you're on vacation or something that month, and sometimes you just can't also hit everything and make up for it because of that.
Well, yeah,
something else comes
actually,
up.
the whole thing about that, and Carly, that is correct. However, vacations, you should still be able to get your stuff done. What I used to do is I got my top 100 all called, contacted, visited, whatever I was going to do in the first 2 weeks of the month. Then I could concentrate on everything that is out of my top 100. My prospects, generally I had 25 to 50 prospects I was constantly working to get them into my top 100 every month. So I could actually concentrate in the last 2 weeks for that. Now, if you can't do that, I'm not saying that everybody can do what I used to do, but if you don't have your top 100 contacted in the first at least 3 weeks, you should be able to do that. Okay. If you feel like you have a problem, get with me offline and on that, and we can discuss it and try to put you, try to get you into a better way of putting things together for your days. Okay.
I shouldn't have said anything.
No, you're fine. I'm just explaining to everybody exactly, this really should be easy to do with no problem at all. Okay. However, I understand that everybody is a little bit different. Everybody has a little bit of a different way they need to do things and everything else, but there should be no way that you shouldn't be able to do this. All right. So very important that we do our calls. Very important that we put our calls in the system. Again, if it's not in Goldmine, it never happened, guys. Very important. If it's not in Goldmine, it didn't happen. All right. The reports that I do every month, basically in the middle of the month, beginning of the month, do they help? Are you guys using them?
Yes.
Yes, definitely.
Okay, they do help.
Yes.
You guys are using them. Great.
Yes, yes.
You're using them the right way, I'm assuming. And if you're not sure if you're using these reports that I send you out, let me know. I'll go through them to make sure that you understand exactly the best way to use them. Of course, at the beginning of the month, I try to give you your top 100, your franchises, your new customers, and your prospects. Your prospects generally come out of all your top 100, that are not in your top 100, but have done business with Bellers in the past, okay? The middle of the month, I give you a report of who hasn't bought by then, who is negative possibly, and people who have bought less than $500 currently that month. And then what you have been seeing is more of a contact, which will start happening probably in the middle of the month along with that report, is to see who you have not contacted yet that month that you still need yet to contact. Okay? So as long as I'm hoping that that does help, it sounds like it is, and I appreciate that. That's the most important thing, is so that you guys are using it, and if it's helping, then I'm going to continue to do that. Cool?
Yes.
Very good. Is there something else that you guys would like to see as far as reports or anything to help you do your job better? Has anybody thought about that?
No.
Okay. Perfect. Let's see here.
Can I add one?
Yes, ma'am.
You know what? It would be really nice to let us know who has returns and who has not had returns so we can figure out what the problem is and solve it.
Oh yes, that's right. I was
To keep the moving business.
just telling Ted this the other day too.
Yeah, actually, this is something I've already sent an email. Unfortunately, the people that actually deal with that, it was Friday that I sent that email out. Now, that was brought up last week by Paula. Was that you or Erica? Who was it was talking with me about that last week?
That was it was me, Sarah. I think that was Paula.
Oh, Sarah. I'm sorry. Yeah, it was. I do apologize. Okay. So apparently in our little thing here, for instance, the customer sales lookup, it used to show where people have returned something. Okay. Unfortunately, for some reason, it is not in there at this time, and I do not know why. I'm assuming because looking at everything, it looks like it happened when we integrated our new computer system back in November, December. So since the beginning of the year, is no longer in there. I am working to try to get that put back. If not, then I will request a report of who's done returns throughout the month to see if we can get that for you guys, okay?
That's awesome. Yeah, because you know, I use that literally as a tool to see who's returning it, and then most of the time they didn't call me, so I call them, hey, why are you returning it? Is there any issues? Is there something I can do? And then a lot of times they literally, you know, order the wrong product, and they just didn't realize, and so I helped them, and then boom, they placed another order to offset that return, or they have issues, and then I fix it, and then yeah, it's definitely a huge tool I used to use.
Okay.
What kind of issues arise?
Oh, it really is a variety. Either one, it was a product failure, two, like, let's say customer service ordered it wrong, sent them a different product, they were angry, so they went somewhere else, or, you know, most of the time it's because, well, I didn't realize it was this type of product. It was just customers not ordering the right product just due to lack of product knowledge. So I run in there and I start helping them, you know, figure out, well, what are you using it for? Oh, I want to, you know, put a wall wrap, but they're ordering, you know, just a different type of vinyl. Yeah. It really, all in all, if there's issues, at least I'm aware of them. And I educate the customer to call me. So next time, instead of getting mad, returning the product and going somewhere else, they're going to call me, return the product, and then we can fix it from there.
And most of the time, guys, it really does come down to customers' knowledge or lack of knowledge of products and different things like that, of course, which is what our job is a little bit, to be that, not necessarily. You know, everybody calls us salespeople. Yes, we are salespeople. We're customer service people, but we are also people who can tell them or recommend products. So more of a consultant type, okay? So we have to be all that wrapped up into one. And that, you know, I don't like to use necessarily the word salesperson. It's more, we consultatively sell. That's what we do a lot of times. We recommend what they should be using, and we help them understand how to use certain products or what products to use in a certain aspect, what they're going to use for. So just keep that in mind. And I know Randy and Jeff, you guys are a little bit newer to fellers into this type of industry. It's going to take a little while. It's not an overnight thing that you get all that knowledge. It takes time. And if you know, I'm constantly learning. everybody on this call. Angel, who has been here so long. You have Paula, who's been in the industry a long time. You've got a lot of people here with a lot of knowledge. They're still learning every day. Now, that's why we also have GroupMe. If you have a question on something, you can go ahead and put it on GroupMe, and people that out there that know the answers will actually help you answer that question. Of course, I am here as well, always. Okay?
Yeah, it's just a general tool to prevent returning. I mean, all in all, if you can prevent returns and customer issues, then your territory is going to grow. That's why I called Ted. I was like, I can't see the returns.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, who was going to say something besides anybody else?
I would also recommend always talking to your warehouse guy. He's very aware of what's being returned and why. I talk to James all the time, and he gives me a heads up. So there's a good way to get it done too.
That is correct, because he should
Yeah,
be.
but the warehouse guy doesn't know what customer is ours and what isn't. You get what I'm saying? Like, he gets orders from all over the world or all over the US. It doesn't like show him, I don't think.
No,
No, but
actually,
there's a list you can look at. I mean, he gets a copy of all the return stuff, and you can look at it's sitting in the warehouse. You can look at it.
Oh,
yes, he gets a copy of everything that's coming back to that particular warehouse or something that is in your territory. That automatically.
They have to do a report and send it. They have to fill out a form and send it to Aaron, who does the return. So, you can ask them for a copy of it, because the warehouse doesn't know what's the difference. Anyway.
yeah, that's what I thought too. But
Just
yeah,
return, all they do is just write down the number. They don't even care what.
Right.
okay.
Okay. All right. Go ahead.
Warehouse just know by product's number. I mean,
Yeah.
they don't know. Even, they've been work here for over so many years. They don't know the difference between the vinyl. Everything's just numbers for them.
Yeah, that is correct. And just to let you know, guys, that, the warehouse managers they are very good at what they do. They use different numbers than what we would use. So if you tell them, I'm just looking for the ADOL 1360, what do we have in stock? They're going to ask you, what is that? Because they don't know. Brian, who is on our call, is a salesman now. He used to run a warehouse, and he knows that that they use a different numbering system for everything that we do. Why? I couldn't tell you guys. I really don't know. I think that we all should use the same numbering system, so that when we have to have something or we want to know something, it should be something a real quick call or email can actually handle, but unfortunately it doesn't. So whether or not that'll change, I couldn't tell you. Okay. Any questions so far other than what we've got covered?
Is there any way they can inform us when the customer have an order on hold?
Angel, you really had to do that this morning, huh?
I'm poking the bear. Leave him alone.
No, I'll tell you what, guys.
Wishful thinking.
Well, the reason I brought this up because sometimes I know that the inside sales rep, I don't know, they placed an order, they didn't release it or something.
Yeah.
So I got a lot of phone call customers saying, hey, I placed an order, Thursday, or how come I didn't receive my stuff yet?
Oh, that happened to me once last month too, Angel.
Yeah. Okay, guys. Yeah, I know that that's an issue. We have some new sales or some new inside people that forget to release orders, or they will send them to override when they really don't need to be done. Right now, I can tell you that Mary is trying to address those particular issues with the new people. It takes time for everybody to get up to the same speed. Now, there are also where credit holds them up or whatever. I'm not going to say that that's going to happen, Angel, as much as it should. I agree. As much as I'd like to have it happen that way, I can bring it up. Say, how can we find out if a customer has been put on hold during the day for a credit issue or another issue, so that we can at least know what's going on when the customer calls and says, I didn't get my order. I'll try to bring that up. I'll try to.
I think it's,
if there's a way we can do
I think it's, this is Carly.
Yep.
I think it's because they don't want us getting involved in any credit issues.
It
I've been
has-
told over the years
the credit
to stay
issue,
away.
that is correct. We don't want to be
Credit.
involved in any credit issues. I agree. But at the
issues.
same time,
Yeah.
at the same time, we need to at least
Yep.
know what's going on.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So true. Yeah.
Okay. So I will send an email and see if we can figure that out. Whether or not it's going to happen, guys, I really do not know. Okay.
I always get an email saying something's on hold.
You get an email?
How in the
I
world did
do
you get on that list?
Now hold on a minute. Randy, did you say you get an email from somebody?
Yeah, I get an email too, Ted.
When I've got something on hold,
Mm-hmm.
either price or credit or something.
Generally, the
Really?
only ones I've seen that are on hold are because it's an override issue, meaning
Oh yeah, over.
pricing.
Right.
That's the only emails I've ever seen.
Yes.
Yes.
Randy, Brian, you guys are getting emails saying your order is on hold because of other issues other than pricing?
Yeah, it's not what you know, it's who you know.
Yeah, well, I want to know who you know so that I can
No, I can't release that. I can't release that information.
Yeah, you call me and let me know that after the call.
Yeah.
All right. So,
I didn't poke the bear. Someone else poked the bear. So see, they brought this up. I had no issues until now. Everybody had to get all.
yeah, no, that's okay. You're fine. All
Yeah,
right,
only
so-
because I got chewed out for 20 minutes last week about this very thing.
Tell them to pay their bills. What the hell?
Yeah, well, that is true. We don't want to get involved in credit issues, guys. I mean, if a customer calls and says, why didn't I get my order? Hopefully, maybe I can get you to know exactly why it is so that you can know who to call or who to tell that customer. Okay? All right.
Sometimes not credit, or maybe like they put on hold my customers one order. What I remember, he ordered a full yard. We only have a 20 yard, and they never sent out the order.
They didn't send out or call them back and say, "Hey, listen, we can't get your order out." Right?
Had 20 yards.
Right.
Well,
Yeah, that's
unfortunately,
Yep.
It's happened to me too.
I'm going to tell you guys, regardless of how much we try to do this and we can make strides to improve, it's not all going to happen the way you want it. It's just not. Okay?
We just try to find a way to improve, but I know there's no perfect system.
Yeah, that's exactly right. We can only do what we can to improve. Talking in between different departments and everything else. I try that just to let you know. I have relationships with each department in Tulsa. So, because I have to, of course, but I can also find out how we can make certain things a little bit easier for the company. Okay. So let me work on some of those things. Okay.
Ted, I get
Yeah.
a lot of, or does anybody else too, get any complaints that when they try to call credit about an issue, whether it's an invoice that they paid, that they say they didn't pay, or whatever, that the credit never answers the phone or returns their call. They just get emails.
Sorry.
Customers just getting emails. The customer calls to talk to the credit manager, and they get emails instead. So that's what I'm kind of curious about. I think customer relationship and service in that department should be improved a little more. It would really help soften the blow with certain things. So
Sure. Also,
Yeah.
just to let you guys know, there's something else that happened last week as far as things being on hold and everything. Carly, I understand what you're saying. It's a matter of being fully staffed in that department, and we are not. Okay.
and we're not.
And we are not. That is correct. So we're working on that. I think we are shy by 2 people. And if people go on vacation, we're still shy by 2 people. Guess what? Things get held up a little bit too. And they don't have time to actually answer or call people back and that's maybe the reason why they send out emails, because it's a lot easier to send an email than to call a person because they're so busy. I don't know the answer for sure. I'm just saying. Okay.
I've
Another,
been told I've been told that they have been told that they are not to call the customer.
okay, well, that is not something I've ever heard of, so let me find out about that
Okay.
before we get into that.
Okay,
Okay.
okay.
All right. So, guys, there's another issue in which customers complain.
Oh, I've been told that too. I
Okay.
have been told that customer service reps get in trouble for making
Again,
down calls.
let me find out about that before we incite a riot here, guys. We don't want to get everybody upset with credit or anything like that. I'll find out exactly what the deals, possible deals are. Okay. There's another reason why people get held up. They call in an order, they show up at the warehouse within 15 minutes of calling in the order, and they're pissed off because the order's not there. We have, and it says at every single warehouse in the front of the thing that we wrapped, the front bar, whatever it happens to be, it says we have up to an hour to get the orders to the warehouse. Okay? People call in, they happen to be around the corner, they show up, and they have to wait sometimes right at about an hour, maybe a little bit longer, depending on exactly what's going on in Tulsa. Make sure we have, that the customers know, listen, we have an hour, and then it takes a little bit more time for the customers, or for the warehouse manager to pull that order. Why does this happen? You got people on lunch. You got people that are on vacation. You have all these other issues that it could take up to an hour. That's why we give ourselves an hour. It takes time sometimes to go through credit. Sometimes we have to check because the pricing is too low. There are multitudes of reasons. But customers get pissed off, and they get pissed off at us because we don't have their order ready when they show up 15 minutes after they place the order. Setting proper expectations with the customer on this particular issue is very important. So just warning you guys that it states that at every single warehouse, when the customer comes in, they see it. Generally, they bypass it. They don't even look at that sign.
By the way, Ted, when they call in their order and they're going to will call it, does the inside rep in Tulsa say to that customer, give the warehouse manager an hour at least before you go by to pick up your order?
I do not know the answer. I do not know
Well,
the
that
answer
would be
to
kind
that.
of nice. That, you know, because some
Well-
people are new and have never been there. But
Okay,
just so
that
you
is
know,
something.
it's kinda neat.
That is something that I can bring up with Mary to see if she can make sure that it's something that she can bring up. Now, whether or not that happens, I do not know, but I can find out. Okay.
Ed, this is Sarah. I don't know if maybe you can bring it up again, but I've been having issues with customers not being told what warehouse their product is coming out of.
That's already that's being
Okay.
addressed already.
My suggestion, honestly, I think the best way to handle that on our end is just tell your customers. That's what I've been doing. Make sure you ask the rep what warehouse the product is coming out of and how long it's gonna, take to get to you, just in case she doesn't tell you. And so I think that educating them and just kind of making sure the customer asks would be the best guess or the best way to handle it, right?
Well, yes and no. Generally, guys, there have been a couple instances where customers state that they were not told what warehouse things were coming out of. Okay, it happens a lot. Generally, just so that you know, there have been a few instances in which the customer service person, of course, did not tell them. However, 90% of the time when I listen to calls, we do tell them where it's coming from. Customers don't necessarily ask, and they say, okay, great, no problem, because they're not listening to what the customer service person is saying. Now, we are working on something in when a customer places an order and being able to find out where stock is. It is still in its infancy. I don't know exactly where it is right now, so that they can go to the website to find out where stock is, not necessarily where their order is coming from, but where stock could be. Okay. Anyway, so I just, this is one of those things. Hold on a minute. Customers. Anyway, so, okay, so that is one thing. I'm sorry, I'm writing down so that I don't forget what I need to send out emails to and find out more information. Okay?
Thank you.
Very good. All right. If a customer gets upset because we didn't tell them where it's coming from, we've also had instances last week. For instance, customer service told them they would have it by Friday. They didn't get it by Friday. Why didn't they get it? They were pissed off at us again. It's because of the wildfires. Okay, UPS, FedEx, they would not go through the wildfires. They were what they. Okay, so that's out of our control. Customers, unfortunately, don't get that. They don't feel that. They don't understand why couldn't they go through the fires. I go through the fires all the time. It's a safety concern, of course, and that's out of our control. Once UPS and FedEx has it, guess what? It's out of our control. Every time that, we have customers that are pissed off at us because product didn't ship. No, the product shipped. It's UPS that neglected to deliver it on the day that they were supposed to originally. And that happens more often than you might think.
Oh, that does happen a lot. That's
Yes.
why I tell them to go online and check their tracking. And I always confirm to see, hey, yes, the product, as soon as the product leaves Pillar's warehouse, we have no control after that.
That is exactly right. If your customers are not signed in and using the warehouse or the website to look at their orders, to look at their tracking, and they want us to get it for them, that is the first thing you need to do is, well, have you looked online? Okay, all your tracking is online. Have you looked online? If they say, no, I don't want to use the website, well, then you have to call in to find out where your order is. We do not do that for you. We give you the tools to do that, and if you decide you don't want to use the website, that's on you, but then you have to call in to find out where your order is. Customers get pissed off at us because we don't have that information. We don't have that information.
We don't.
They can find out faster by calling in than you guys sending me an email. Can we find out where this product is? Because then I send an email, and it takes usually several hours before I get an email back saying, here's the delivery. Okay, where the customer could have called in, had their everything answered within about 2 minutes. So very important that we, again, set expectations with customers to use the website. That's why we have the website there. And if they can't log in, then, that's where you send me an email. We'll get that taken care of. But then they still need to call in to find out where their product is, not go through you or me. Okay? Bringing up hold times, pricing. Yes, go ahead.
What happened is it's shipped by pallet, not by UPS.
Well, shipping by pallet, then that is a little bit of a different story. Again, they can call in. When it's coming directly from the manufacturer, then they can call in and we can get them what we have. However, keep in mind, usually when it's shipping by a pallet, it's not UPS and it's not FedEx. It's usually Conway Freight or a freight company.
Yeah.
Freight company.
They don't have tracking numbers.
And they sometimes do have, or sometimes don't. That requires for people to actually go and physically call them to find out when they expect. However, understand this, that a freight company will say, oh, it's going to be there. It should be there sometime this week. They don't necessarily, we're trying to get it there by Thursday. Okay. They will always say different things like that, but you cannot say it'll be there Thursday because you have no clue what they're going through because they're driving from wherever to bring it to the West Coast. So if a customer says they said it'd be here by Thursday, no, freight companies will say we're trying to get it there by Thursday. Okay?
You know how much road construction is going on out there on the freeways and the roads right now that are holding up everything? A lot. Not to mention fires.
Yeah.
There was a big fire yesterday on the way home. See, so That's stuff that people need to understand.
Hey, Ted.
Yes, ma'am.
I apologize. I literally just got a text message from a customer, and I wanted to tell you what it says. And this is something that I get a lot. Is it said, "What is the reimbursement amount on vinyl wraps if the wrap has failed within warranty?" And I texted her back just now, "Hi, you should be able to get a full reimbursement if in fact it is a true product failure decided by, the manufacturer. What you need to do is call customer service and ask to do a hotline, and then the customer service should be able to help you from there." She just texted me this. The customer service rep did not know what the reimbursement was and forwarded me to talk to you about it. We just get reimbursed for that applied product.
Reimbursement.
Yeah. So the whole point of this thing is I do get a lot of customers who get forwarded right back to me with issues that I can't help them with, and I have to forward them right back to customer service. Does anybody else?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And I'm like,
Yep.
what the heck? Thank you. I'm like, I can't help with hotline. And so I've only been back
Yeah,
from
we can't call
maternity
hotline. We
leave.
can't do any of that. Nope.
I
They need to
know.
call it in.
I know, but then then the customer service ship points them right back to me.
Sarah, what's
Right back at
what's
you.
your actual question? So what's your actual question? The question is the customer wants to know what's the reimbursement process? Or
No,
how do they-
the actual point of what I was saying is that customer service will forward the customer back to me on issues that I can't help them with, that customer service can help them with. I say you have to call customer service to create a hotline.
Right, but I
Well-
think the person at customer service forwarded them back to you because they were asking what is the reimbursement, what is the reimbursement? Therefore, they didn't know. So I think there was the disconnect there. So maybe it might have been the verbiage of the way the customer was telling the 800 number person.
And that is,
I agree with Sarah. I had that problem a lot on various situations where customer service will send a customer back to me on a credit problem. They'll send customer back to me on
Hotline.
an NTTC form problem where I get the call and I can't help them because we don't have the availability to get into our systems to do those things. And all I'm doing is sending them back to the 800 number to talk to the department that they should be talking to. So I think, from my opinion, I think customer service is missing the point to, if it's a credit situation the customer's calling about, they should be sending them over to the credit department, not back to the salesperson who then tells the customer to call back and get the credit department. And that's where I think they get angry.
Yeah, and this is a hotline issue. At the end of the day, whoever's in charge of hotlines and product failures and warranties should disclose to them, obviously we don't know the full reimbursement. To me, this is a hotline person question.
that is, and you are all correct. I mean, it is
Okay.
something that they should not be sending back to you. And I know I've heard this a lot.
Right.
It's one of those things that they should not be doing. So I'm gonna, I will bring that up with Mary to say,
Thank you.
it's happening a lot. We need to get this taken care of. Please.
Awesome.
train the
Thank
customer
you,
service
Ted.
people.
Thanks, everyone.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let me get back to hold times. Everybody, we've had customers complaining that their hold times are too long. Guess what? We're at 90 seconds or less than 90 seconds and have been for a couple months now. So people can no longer use that as an excuse. Okay? They say, I just don't have time to deal with you guys waiting on hold for, minutes on end to get my order placed. So I go to somewhere else. Well, that means that they actually haven't called in. They just think that that's the way it's always been. And we had issues, we had problems, we've corrected that. So if a customer says, yeah, and that's the reason they didn't order from you is because the whole time, guess what? They didn't call in most likely, and you need to basically say, guys, no, our hold times are 90 seconds or less right now and have been for the past couple of months. Okay?
But there have been hold times longer than that because they've been low staffed again. So it kind of fluctuates throughout the years. It seems like from winter into summer into spring, you know.
Well,
So-
okay, so,
They're probably just remembering that, you know. But
okay, on average, our hold times are 90 seconds or less then. How's that?
now they are now.
They are now. Well, guys, we went through a big growing spurt in which we had to hire more people. That we've done that. We are trying to take care of the issue. So, you know, just keep that in mind. Keep the expectation that we are trying to keep up with the demand. Sometimes it may be a little bit longer because we've got people maybe on vacation during the summer months. Sometimes it may be a little bit longer because people are at lunch and everybody's calling in at the same time. I mean, seriously, if people can't wait on hold for a minute, maybe 2 minutes, maybe 3 minutes, if they get sick and tired of holding for 3 minutes, you know, I'm sorry, I know they're busy, but at the same time, so are we. And they
could use online. They could go online. and
That's
just do it
exactly
themselves.
right. They can go online. All right.
Yep.
So let's see here. What else did I have on here? Okay, pricing. Something that's going to be happening, it's already happening, as some of you have seen, is that we have pricing issues. What is the pricing issues? Pricing issues are when customer service or our override department is asking for documentation. Here's my thought, guys, is we make it very easy to make sure that we do our best to try to have the best price possible. Not always the case because we have Grimco, we have a couple of other distributors out there that like to go bottom dollar right off the front and not make any money. Okay? Customer says, I refuse to give you their documentation. Well, then they do not get the pricing. That's flat out. No more are we going to just say, okay, well, we know that they're doing this, but you know, if a customer refuses to give us documentation, then they really are not getting that price most likely. Customer refuses to give us documentation because they want to name their own price. We're not doing that anymore. We've done it for such a long time, it's not going to happen. Customer refuses to give us documentation. Why? What's wrong with that? We just want to make sure that everybody's on the same, everybody's on the same page. We make it very easy for people to get the same pricing or better pricing. All they got to do is show us a screenshot. All they got to do is log in, show us a screenshot. Show us an invoice that they got a month ago or 2 weeks ago or last week or yesterday. If a customer refuses to give documentation, they will not get the pricing they are asking for. That's it. If you feel like you're going to lose business, I'm sorry, that's probably going to be the case in some of these that we have given into, but this is what's happening in the company. We are not going to do this anymore. Okay? Questions?
To me, it seems there's a gray area on the pricing with documentation because, as you know, last week I had one with the
okay. All right. So,
and then
guys,
it was a pallet price.
Yeah,
Okay.
no.
Let's
Let's not do that. There is one exception. We will not.
You're breaking out.
For the most part, we are not going to honor pricing that is below cost. Okay. If a customer has an invoice for something that is below cost, of course it should be going through me. If it's really low and you guys know it's low, you should have already been in contact with me. What I will do at that point, like Carly found out last week, is we had an invoice where a customer is several dollars below cost on a product. Come to find out that was one product out of all these products that we don't get pallet pricing that we do. Okay? Mm-hmm. That does happen on rare occasions. So if a customer, and you don't know what the cost is, that's why you know, when customers say, I need this price, you should be contacting me. You don't automatically go and say, this is the price. We'll go ahead and match that price. You should be contacting me if it's below cheat sheet. If you're not, and you're just giving them saying, yeah, we'll match that price, don't do it anymore. We do not do things that are below cost for the most part. Sometimes we'll make rare exceptions. Sometimes we have extenuating circumstances, but that's for us to determine, not necessarily you. Okay? Just keep that in mind. When you're talking to your customer, yeah, as long as it's above our cost, we'll be happy to match that price. Okay? Send me an invoice as long as it's not below our cost, we'll be happy to match it. That's easy. Customers should be able to understand if it's below our cost. You know, we'd like to find out exactly where maybe they're buying it from, so that we can buy it from that particular distributor, because they're getting a better cost or they're selling it cheaper than we can get it from. Okay? Questions on that? All right. This is taking a little bit longer. I do apologize, guys. We're almost done. Advantage. Some of you are running into Advantage and everything where they're getting pricing a little bit cheaper than us, or they're selling things and we are having to go really low, needing documentation, of course. Keep in mind that Advantage does not ship things under $100 for free. It's under $1,000. This is nationwide, by the way. So they are charging $14.95. If the order's under $1,000, then we need to make sure the customer understands they're charging you $14.95. So we need to incorporate that in any pricing that we do give them as far as matching the pricing. Okay. They put it in small little print underneath. People don't necessarily read that. They just pay the invoice when it comes in. They don't necessarily think about that $14.95, but it's very important, okay? All right. Quote sheets, price sheets, and stock requests. Everybody has these sheets. This is the price request form. Everybody has seen that. It's on my page. I hope you're seeing it. You guys know how to fill this out. I've sent you the proper way and the improper way of doing this. I sent out last week a quote sheet, basically the exact same thing. And what you can do is you just date, and you see all these other fields that are over here beyond competitor that are not filled in. That's because customers don't need to see this. This is something you can send to your customer, saying it with the date and everything, and have everything on there. So when the customer says, yeah, I'd like it to set that up or pricing, I am going to be buying that from now on from you, then you do a copy right there and paste it directly over to your price request. Okay, so it makes it very simple. It takes it all the way up to a competitor if a competitor is involved. If we are at cheat sheet, there is no competitor because we're not matching pricing. The only time you use the competitor or the competitor field is when we're matching a price. I know that in the past, somebody like Alan may have told you always use a competitor in there. No, there's no reason for it unless we're matching a price. Okay? Questions? Okay. Let's see here. Quote sheet. All right. Looks like we're down to the last one. Something that some of you have done when you're calling your customers to ask them, for instance, why are they behind? Why are they so low this year? What's going on? Things like that. For instance, we've got Craftsman printers here using this one, in which the customer is down by quite a bit. Always under the customer field, you see that year-to-date growth is negative $15,000. A great thing that people have been using, a great way of finding this out, is saying, okay, calling your customer, checking in with them and saying, you know, my boss called me and wanted me to report back to him what's going on? Is there something going on that I need to know about? Because you're down by, $15,000 so far this year from last year at the same time. Did you guys lose a bid, or, what's going on? Most of the time they're going to be more receptive to you having to report back to your manager than you're just asking what the hell's going on. Okay?
This is Jane. I've used that so much, and I've never had anybody do anything but apologize and say, oh, and they're very honest about why they're down, whatever they're buying, or they lost a customer or whatever. It's awesome. And it takes the pressure off of the customer. They don't feel like they're being sold. They're just telling you why they're not buying.
Use me, guys, as the scapegoat, or however you want to use it. Just say, yeah, my boss is real anal. He's really, he's a micromanager. He wants to know everything that's going on. So I have to report back to him. Can you help me out? I mean, seriously, if a customer calls me and says, I hear you're a micromanager, then I know exactly that you guys use me that way, and that's great. And I'll tell customers, well, I can't. I'm about the bottom line sometimes. I have to be. Okay? I mean, I deal with millions of dollars of stock and or sales every month from my warehouses, from my salespeople. If you're down 15 grand, damn well I want to know. Now, between you and I, guys, we know that there are multitudes of reasons. There are a lot of reasons why. We just want to find out from the customer exactly what they're saying. Some of them may say, well, you guys are I'm buying it from somebody else because I'm tired of dealing with the crap. Then you can find out, okay, hey, listen, didn't know that. What's going on? How can we maybe fix this? Okay? Questions? Okay, does anybody have anything else that they want to bring up at this time?
I do, Ted. I have a question.
Yes, sir.
Just got it this morning. One of my customers said that we had discontinued the 8-ounce Superprint Ultraflex banner material. And I'm looking it up, and it said that, is available while supplies last, and then available for direct order. Could you walk me through direct order?
Okay, well, a direct order generally will go through the direct order department. Yvonne is the person who I've talked to. There are a couple, 3 people actually in that particular department. And when we have a customer, for instance, that particular issue, Ultraflex 8-ounce, you said?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, Ultra 8.
Ted, you have to log in first or else it won't show you anything.
I understand. I can't spell, guys. All right, 8. Let's see here. So it's this one here, right? I'm pulling it up on the website, guys, so that you guys.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Okay, so on this it says, please note the Superfine Economy 8-ounce is available while supplies last, and then available for direct order. So when that customer says, okay, I want to go ahead and buy that. Oh, but you're out of stock. It's no longer available. No, it's actually could be available through direct order, like it says here. You send an email to Yvonne or the department, direct.orders@fellers.com. They will go ahead and take a look and see exactly what it is that we can get in your pricing. Okay? Now, that's going to take longer, and we will not stock that particular material in the warehouse unless the customer signs what they call a CSSA form. That's a customer special supply order or agreement. And if you don't know how to do that, Chuck, let me know, and I'll go through that with you offline, or anybody else that doesn't understand a CSSA agreement. Basically, what that means is a customer says, yes, I want you to stock it in your warehouse. And yes, I understand that I will be responsible for that stock after I decide I don't want to use it. So what does that mean? They give us 30 days of the fact that this is the last order they're going to place. They will be responsible for what we have left in the warehouse. If they ask for 2 rolls of material per month, for instance, then they will be responsible for 2 rolls of material that is still in your warehouse. Okay? That's something that, and again, I can go through that with you a little bit later if you need to. So,
but beyond that, they can just order single rolls. It's going to take longer.
that is correct.
Okay.
That is correct. That just takes an extra couple of days because we're ordering directly from the manufacturer. The manufacturer will sometimes send it to us at the warehouse, and then we will deliver it to them, or they will send it directly to the customer. Generally, we try to have them send it to us. Why do we do that? Because then we don't have to pay shipping as a direct ship. Sometimes some of these customers do direct ship, and they charge us for the shipping for it. But if they're sending it to us because we buy it sometimes in a pallet load so that we can, take care of it, it'll come directly to, for instance, Tulsa, and then we'll send it out of Tulsa for that. Okay? That'll happen. All
They'll
right?
also have a quote number, so you can give that quote number to the customer and they can order it through customer service.
That is correct. So when Yvonne or Direct Order send you the pricing and availability, reply back to them saying, hey, do you have a quote number for me? They will generate a quote number, put it in the system, and then that way when your customer says, I'm ready, I want to go ahead and order that, you just give them a quote number and say, when you call in the order, tell them this is the quote number. It'll have the pricing and everything in there for you. Okay?
Okay, great.
Any other questions on that? Okay. Anybody else? Any other questions? Anything else you want to bring up? Any pitches you guys want to have about me? Not about the company, but about me. Good. I'm glad to hear it.
Later.
About me. What?
Okay. I do have a comment. I do have sort of a little school deal here, something to kind of learn about, because, for instance, how do you handle a customer that says they want you to match a $52 price when we're $82 with Grimco on a frickin' Sinacade, 30 of them? How do you answer him back? You just say it's below our cost? How do we get that to stop?
You don't.
This is just crazy. You don't. Just say it's below our cost. Sorry, but thanks for the opportunity.
The reason why ours are not less is because ours come already pre-boxed, ready to go. Grimco, Montroy, etc. come on a pallet. Therefore, they're not boxed, so it is what it is. I mean, it's just one of those things that we just can't match. And you know what I tell that customer? Dude, buy it from them.
Yeah.
That's a great price. I can't beat it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just tell them, listen, that's one of those things that is locked pricing for us, and we just can't do anything. We have a better product. Why is it better? Because it is pre-boxed. It's already boxed individually. It's not shipped on a pallet. So what does that mean?
Okay.
That means that there's no damage to it. There's no scrapes. There's no black marks on there or anything like that. It comes already in a box for you. Customers say, I don't care. It's $30 more expensive. Hey, great. I understand that. Go ahead and buy it from Grimco. We're a vinyl company. We're not a Sinacade company. We're a vinyl company. I mean, that's where our expertise is, everybody. That's another thing, just real quick. Customers constantly are saying, I got to spread the wealth around, right? I got to buy stuff from you. I got to buy stuff from them. If they're buying from Grimco, they're buying their substrates from Grimco. If they're buying from Montroy, they're buying their substrates from Montroy, and they're giving them the vinyl business. Keep in mind that our goal is to get the vinyl business. We don't care about substrates because we don't deal with substrates. Our expertise is in vinyl. Their expertise is in substrates. You buy your substrates from them, you'll spend more money with them than you do with vinyl with me. Okay? Our expertise that's what our expertise is in, is vinyl. They have an expertise in substrates more than they do in vinyl. That's why people come to us and ask us questions, even though they'll buy from the other company. A lot of times you have this company that says, oh, I just throw a roll on there so I'm over the $1,000 Well, sometimes that's going to happen. You guys, I applaud them for that. Get over that $1,000, get the free shipping. Sure, I understand that. But when a customer says, yeah, just throw it on the truck because I'm already ordering that from them. Well, you're ordering that from them, but you're spending more money with them generally. I'm the one that gave you all that information, but yet you buy it from them. That's what our expertise is in vinyl. Their expertise and what they make their money on is in substrates. Think about how much money you spend in substrates. Okay, go ahead.
So I'm going to email him back and I'm going to say, hi, Chris, I am so sorry I cannot match the Grimco price. It's below our cost. Buy it from them. It's a great price. They ship on a pallet and they are not boxed like we do. I hope they're in nice shape when you receive them. Have a great day.
They're not. Just keep in mind that they're not below cost generally.
Well, I'm just gonna just buy it from them.
So just say, hey, listen, I'm not able to match their pricing. Our pricing is locked. We buy ours individually boxed from the manufacturer. Grimco puts them on pallets. If you want to save the money, buy them from Grimco. Okay, that's it.
Okay.
Just to let you know, about 6 months ago, I had a customer that wanted 1,000 of them. Just so that you know, and I had to turn them away. Why?
Yeah.
Yeah, because of the fact that we are locked. I tried to get special approval, and it was turned down. So that's 1,000 of them. Okay. All right.
Yep.
Other things. Okay, wonderful. Last thing is, I was going to be traveling this month. I am no longer traveling this month. I do not know when I'm going to be traveling next, but I will let everybody know as I generally do. So I should be at the office. I may take a day off this month. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. I got a lot of days I got to take off, so keep that in mind. If you guys have any questions, I'm here. Send me an email, call me, however you want. I'm going to try to find out these 3 things that were brought up today with Mary about telling customers for pickup orders to tell them that there's an hour wait at least, generally. Customer service sending in hotlines back to salespeople should be sent to hotline and issued there before they actually come back to us. The reasons, sometimes, and I didn't say this, sometimes customers will say, well, what about the labor? What about the ink that I charged? Where do I get that money? That's when customer service sends it back to you. A lot of times that's what the customer has asked. I will let you know. And that is between them and the manufacturer. We do not do that. We do not give any money back on ink. We do not give any money back on labor or equipment they had to rent. Okay, that is not on us. That's on the manufacturer and their warranty. Sometimes it has happened where manufacturer will actually reimburse, but a lot of times, and they generally state that it's not available. So just depends on the situation. So I'll find out that answer, and also about credit and the credit department sending us or letting us know when things are on hold as best they can. Okay? Questions? Anything else? Anybody?
Hey, even if they ask, and if they ask about the ink prices and such, getting a credit on that, shouldn't that automatically go? I mean, it should never come back.
No, it should, but sometimes customer service, and I'll bring that up again with Mary. I'm just letting you know why they do that sometimes.
Right.
Because the customer is asking something that is way beyond what the customer service person knows or is responsible for. So they'll say, yeah, you're going to have to talk to you'll have to talk to your salesperson about that. And that means that they put it off on you, and that's where you have to get it out from the customer. What did you tell them? You just told them that you had a problem with this material, right? Hello? You tell them that you just had a problem with the material, and you need to find out, about reimbursement. then they say, oh, well, yeah, and I told them I need reimbursement for the ink and labor as well. Well, then now you can tell them, no, you cannot do that. That's between you and the manufacturer. Okay? We will take care of the hotline for the material. Please call them back and just have them just for the material. And then in an email, have them send it to the manufacturer after the manufacturer's been in touch with them, if possible, or through you, that they want ink and labor. We'll ask, but we're not going to guarantee that they will do that. That's between them and the manufacturer, not us. Okay?
The customer note in there that they request the labor, and they had to provide like a breakdown, the cost of their time and ink, whatever, and they can submit together with the hotline and pictures and stuff. But it's gonna be on the manufacturer if they willing approve to give him the labor. So our job is just to do the claim, send the sample, send the pictures, send the report, and then the final gonna be the manufacturer. That's all we need to tell them. It's gonna be the manufacturer approve or not. That's it.
That is correct. And yes, it can be sent in with the claim and everything else after they've gotten in touch with the hotline people. But to get to the hotline people, sometimes all they need to do is say, I've got a problem with this material. I need to talk to somebody about returns. I mean, that's that simple, guys. When a customer says I got an issue, just tell them, call customer service and tell them that you have a problem with this material and you need to talk to somebody about claims. Don't bring up any other issues. Then there should not be an issue. However, I still will bring it up with Mary. Okay? Anything else? Cool. Everybody have a great day and a great week. Enjoy it.
You're the best.
Okay, thank you.
I need more money, guys. I need more money. Come on, let's go.
Thanks,
Boy.
All right.
Fun.
Have a good one.
Bye.
You got it. Talk to you later. Bye.
All right, bye.